We got T32 here, truck 32, as normal, the old Western steer. And as you can see, today I got this front mount for the plow unbolted. It's all unbolted, excavator's holding it up. Had to cut some of the bolts, some of them I didn't, all that good stuff. But, so I got that all unbolted, and now I'm gonna pull it out. Alright, YouTube. Woo! So, I've been cleaning the frame up on this. Not necessarily, like, I use a needle scaler, and that just pretty much knocks the loose rust off. And then you can kind of tell it's all cleaned up. And then I pressure washed it. Got my hot water pressure washer fixed. I had to put a fuel pump in it, but I got that going again, so that's awesome. But you can see we're kind of it's wet and she's dry in here because I washed it good. And then I might scuff the frame a little bit more where it's like paint, just to kind of get it so that when I do spray that chassis saver on here, it digs in a little bit better. I took a bunch of stickers off, all the truck number stickers, some door stickers. You can kind of see the outline. There was one there. There was one on the hood on this side, one on the other side, and then some door stickers and whatnot, and they're gone. Got that done. Pretty much ready to, I mean, it should in reality be ready to be DOT'd. So I'll probably work on getting my buddy over to run through and DOT it, and then once that's done, I will get the frame painted, and after that we'll be looking at tearing, like, as far as painting the rest of the truck. I think I've said it before, but we're gonna paint the cab and front clip. That'll be orange, and then the box will end up being like a light gray, and I think the rims will all be light gray, and then I'll potentially paint the bumper light gray too, just because I think it'll look a little bit better, than black. I mean, whatever, black's fine, but the chassis saver doesn't really have overly good UV protection, so it fades out over time. I am gonna potentially look into seeing if I added like a hardener to it, if that would increase the UV protection and give you a little bit better top coat, whatever. But yeah, I just, kind of a little bit of prep for painting the frame is mainly where we're at here now. And once we get the frame painted, she'll look a lot better just by doing that. You can see there's some primer here. There was some rust pitting from getting in and out when they're plowing and stuff. Don't worry about that, that's just dirt from me. But so I took some Bondo, sandblasted like the rusty area, Bondoed, sanded it down, and then I primered and did under the door too because it was peeling there. But so that'll all get sanded in with the red paint once I get ready to paint the cab and stuff. And as far as the box goes, I won't be putting a whole lot of time into prep on it. I'm not gonna patch. I'm just gonna needle scale the loose stuff and kind of quick scuff it, because I don't want to put a whole lot of time into the box. We're not sure if it's what we're gonna keep, and down the road, if I do decide, like if we decide it's what's gonna stay on the truck, I'll just there's some spots that I'll cut out and patch, but I'll go up there and needle scale that. But it'll be orange and light gray. That's the color scheme that we're thinking right now. And I haven't weighed it yet, so I'm not sure what the truck weighs right now, but you seen in the front, I have the front plow mount off. I have all the other plow equipment off the truck. So it's coming along, slow but sure. I got a bunch of rust kind of cleaned up with the needle scaler, and now I'm gonna spray it. And what I like to spray on the trucks is I use Pour 15, similar to Pour 15, but it's actually called Chassis Saver. I'm gonna spray the frame, like the tanks and stuff like that will get sprayed, back of the truck, front bumper, all that good stuff. So you see I got a fan set up there at the door. That's pulling air out, so I'm hoping that it'll drag a lot of the like overspray and stuff out, because I don't really have the truck taped off necessarily, but normally I just do it outside, but it's cold out, so hopefully this will do. But just to give you kind of an idea what it looks like before, do a little walk around here, and then after. And the nice thing about the Chassis Saver, haven't really ever used Pour 15, but the Chassis Saver, so you'll see a lot of like pitting from rust and whatever, but it kind of lays out flat, so it's not quite as noticeable. So that's kind of a neat thing with it, but it'll get sprayed there. I'll go in there and spray in there. Just kind of skip along because I can't really get underneath like the DPF filter and stuff, but get her cleaned up. Alright, so I got the frame sprayed with the Chassis Saver. I probably got like 2 to 3 coats on the whole, where I've been painting the frame, all that good stuff. Not 100% sure yet. I think I might have mentioned it earlier, whether or not I'll paint the bumper the same color as the box, because the box will get painted like a light gray. So I might paint the front bumper light gray too, but we'll see. Got it all tuned up. No, it doesn't look too bad. It looks, 10 times better than it did when it was not painted. So she'll all dry out. It's still tacky right now. I touched it and I had to spray some. I had some rattle can, so I just sprayed the finger mark with rattle can, but it's not looking too bad. There's a little bit of drips or runs here and there, but I don't cut the Chassis Saver down a whole lot with reducer, so it's kind of thicker. You get like a thicker coat at a time, and that's kind of what this is all about as far as I'm concerned, is just kind of trying to get a good coat over any of that rust and flaked paint and whatever. But I think she'll look pretty good. And if we haven't said yet, the truck's going to be orange cab and front clip, and then light gray box. So I think she'll look pretty sharp. So, see a shelf here? It was down up against right there. Moved it down. I got another section of pallet racking that I'm going to put up, hook onto that. It'll come out like another 9 feet, and I will, I'm probably going to set it up a little bit different than what the one is down there. It's going to have just probably like one shelf that'll be up higher, like 5 or 6 feet, and that way I can put stuff underneath it and still have some sort of storage above. Whereas like when I just had stuff I also moved my oil drums into the corner here. I moved the saw down. I don't use the saw. I don't do much woodworking. I got like a chop saw for wood. That's normally what I use, but So I'm just kind of trying to add to the like storage space, utilize like wasted space sort of deal, just to get more floor space. I mean, you can see, so this pile of stuff right here, this was all on this shelf, and I took it off to move it. I'll put it back on, but you can kind of see, like, just the shelving, how much space it saves having some sort of, shelving or storage to put stuff on. So I'm out here in the shop, got a wild hair that I'd kind of, cleaned some stuff up. I did that. That was all swell and dandy. But then I'm like, hey, I'm going to add on to the pallet racking over here, And what do I figure out? Well, the uprights are about 6 inches too wide, and then I don't have any cross braces that are the same size, so I can't even put any more pallet racking up. So I guess I just got a nice big open spot here. Have to figure something out. So I guess the moral of the story is, as with a lot of things, measure twice, cut once, right? Alright, so there's a little video there. You can see that, I'm moving local municipalities, it's a township, their grader, so we're supposed to get this huge storm, 1 foot to 2 feet this week. So I got called by the township supervisor asking if I was able to come up and move their V-plow. He says it's real big, I don't know, do you think you'll be able to move it? And, we got a big enough skid steer that I came up here, dug it out with the bucket, and then I put my forks on. And you'll see me messing around. You didn't see the whole video because the phone fell over and we cut it down, but I was able to pick it up, no problem. It's a good size, but it's awkward. It's a V-plow, it's awkward. The weight's distributed weird, so it was hard to get it to balance on the forks once it was up. So I ended up grabbing a chain, wrapping the chain around the mast of my forks on my skid steer, hooking it to a crossbar on the V-plow, and lifting it, and then that tugged it, and then it settled down on the forks, no problem. Got it inside for them. So now, if it does come to the fact that they need to hook that giant V-plow up to their grader to plow roads, they have it inside. It's easy to hook up, all that good stuff. So, time to time we do kind of like some oddball stuff, I guess. My dad was also kind of a go-to guy for that kind of weird stuff. There was another guy that ran the grade, that worked for the township and was, I don't know what it would be considered, like the operator or whatever. And my dad was friends with him, so we would always go up and help hang the wing and pull the wing off of the grader and that kind of stuff. And we've always had, to an extent, heavy equipment. My dad had graders, loaders, whatever growing up. That all kind of fizzled out until I was in high school, and then, we've always had a skid steer. You can't live without one of those, right? But then when I was in high school, my grandpa and my dad actually started farming again, and now my dad's passed away. My aunt and uncle kind of taken that over. They're doing their thing, and they've gotten pretty decently sized farming, which is awesome because you don't see a lot of people being able to start out and get going again, so that's good. But at that point in high school, my dad and my grandpa kind of bought some heavy equipment, like a backhoe with a rubber tire backhoe, 2-wheel drive, got a loader on the front, all that good stuff. They had that thing was neat. For a while, my dad did a lot of scrap and resale, so you could lift a whole WD-45 up or whatever with that backhoe, so that was always cool. And they bought a little single axle dump truck. My dad passed away, so I'm probably going to get that running again. I actually just got plates for it. It's out back and 2 feet of snow right now, but this spring or whatever, and I think that's going to go to the gravel pit that we dig out of one of my friends. Also happens to be the guy that used to work for Township here, has a gravel pit, and you know, we work together, and so we get to use his gravel pit and use material or whatever, and it works out sweet. But that's also where our LeBaire sits, our big excavator. But it'll be nice to bring that single axle dump truck up there and be able to not have to like bring my road dump truck up there to haul clay around the pit and whatever, because we actually will dig clay and then we'll mix it with his gravel to make, you know, to put binder in there so you can build driveway pads, whatever. Haven't got it down to an exact science yet, but that's just kind of one of them things that we're off doing, you know. And just like I said, oddball offshoot stuff. He also, you know, he screens black dirt up there and stuff like that, so we'll help him out with that occasionally. But yeah, we just do some oddball stuff once in a while. I wish my phone wouldn't have fallen over so that we could have recorded the whole thing of me pulling that V-plow out, but either way, it's inside now and the township's happy, so that's good. It's before 4 in the morning here. I gotta plow the gas station uptown for my uncle, and we got quite a bit of snow. I'm not sure exactly how much. I'm thinking we got 8 inches plus. The phone says like 4 to 6 inches, but there's more than that out here. It's over the top of my snow boots, so I'm a skadoodle up there. Get that plowed before it opens, and then I guess we'll see, but hit her one more time once the snow stops later today, unless it starts snowing harder than it is. Alright, I'm on the shop today. This is going to be a little out of the ordinary. I mean, I guess not too much because it's like some metal working, but I'm going to try making Alexis not a rose. She's not big into roses. She actually likes peonies. Peonies? But anyways, so I'm going to try. It's not really going to end up probably looking like that, but it's going to be a flower, you know. Kind of try to base it off peonies, but I don't think it's just not going to work out the way I want it to. But anyways, so what I have is 4 different things I'm going to cut out. So that'll be the biggest, and then this will sit inside of that one. That one will sit inside of the one before it, and then that, just the circle, which I might cut up a little bit more, you know, give it like some edge, will sit in the middle. And then I'll either use some of the threaded rod that I got laying around, or else I have this larger chunk of steel rod here that was sitting in like my random scrap that I got here that needs to go outside sooner rather than later probably. But so I'm gonna try making her this for Valentine's Day. I've done a couple other kind of sculptures like this. I used to make them for my mom, and I've done, I guess I don't know if I've ever made Alexis one of her own, but I can't remember if my last one that I made was for her or my mother, which says a lot, because if it was for my mom, it was probably like 10 years, almost 10 years ago. So, but I'm gonna try doing that.
So I was editing and I realized Nels never actually showed you the finished product of the flower, which I loved. It was very sweet. My coworker had flowers at work, and so I was a little jealous and maybe like irritated at Nels. So he did win. He did good. That's just me jumping in conclusions as usual. But anyways, I wanted to show the final product because it turned out really good, and I'm going to be putting it in my like little front garden. It's actually not a garden, it's literally rocks, because I can't grow anything to save my life, which is good that this is not real flowers because those would have been done for. But this one will actually last, so I will show you it. So it's full of snow, but yeah, he did so good. It's so cute. It's a couple of feet tall and a little sharp edges, so gotta be careful, but it is so cute and he did really good. And I was surprised. He didn't think I was actually gonna like it, but I did. So it's gonna go in this, where all the snow is, my little rock garden. So yeah, very cute.